Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and we have massive breaking news just days before the presidential election. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, please visit that address in the lower right-hand corner. It's youtube.com/@ExplainAmerica. It really helps us out. It's my left. It's your right. That being said, guys, Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, who I could say nicely has a checkered history with former President Donald Trump, they have actually feuded, even though they're both Republicans. And you guys know the story and why that is, right? Well, he was on CNN this morning with a massive announcement. And I got to tell you, it's one Trump's going to love. It's one I love. And I think it's good for election integrity. And here's what it is. You guys remember in the last presidential election, the mess with Georgia, how long it took, right? Well, Brad Raffensperger, he's doing something, and Brian Kemp, they're doing something that a lot of the swing states like Pennsylvania and Arizona are doing the complete opposite of. The Secretary of State says we will have the results by around midnight on election night from his state. Well, Pennsylvania, Arizona, they're trying to say it's going to take maybe 10, 14 days to get those results. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable in a first world industrialized nation when the rest of the world can get results in one night, and they're doing it by popular vote and hand ballots. Now, I'm sorry, but it stinks when I hear that. It makes me suspicious. Even if there's no reason, it gives the appearance to people of impropriety, and it makes people suspicious. Brad Raffensperger, I want to say, hats off to you, sir. This is the way to do it. I want you guys to watch this video and let me know what you think in the comments.
As many folks in Towns County as in other counties in the metro area. But I think voters are engaged on both sides of the aisle. What we just want to do is make sure we have a fair, honest, accurate process, and that's what we do. We have photo ID for all forms of voting. I've done 2 citizenship audits of the voter rolls to make sure only American citizens are voting in our elections. We have a clean voter list, but then we also want to improve the process so we can streamline. We have electronic poll pads, checking people in under 2 minutes. Trish and I got checked through in 47 seconds. Really fast check-in, and then voted in 7 minutes. We want voters to have a great voter experience, and now all these early vote totals that we're having right now have to be reported on by 8 p.m., 1 hour after the polls close on Tuesday. That's going to be 70 to 75% of all the votes cast in Georgia will be reported by 8 p.m. We think that's a good thing. I think voters are going to love that.
And let's talk about what that could potentially mean. Kind of a change from last cycle is when the results will be known or when the race could be called in Georgia. We were looking back, I think it was last cycle that CNN made the call that Joe Biden won Georgia. I think it was maybe 10 days after. I mean, it was days after the election. And there was a lot that went into that, we know, because of the extensive reviews that were required. When do you think we'll know the results in Georgia?
Well, it depends how close it is, but I do know that all the ballots that have been cast, for this early vote absentee that are received this weekend, they'll all be tabulated, reported by no later than 8 p.m. The voting that happens on Tuesday, you're going to get all of that before the end of the night. Many of the counties, the smaller ones particularly, will be done by 10 to 11 o'clock at the very latest, probably 9:30 to 10 o'clock, and then the other larger counties. But we're looking at by the end of the night, every vote that has been cast that way will be reported and up on the board. The only thing we'll be waiting for is those overseas military ballots and the absentee ballots that had come in, Monday, Tuesday, which, then get tabulated, post-election and maybe during, the Tuesday day. It just takes a little bit longer to do that. And that's about 10,000 ballots outstanding. But the rest of it will all be up before the end of the night.
So after the 2020 race, you're talking about 10,000 ballots conjures up a memory of 11,700